Hi everyone. Today, we are talking about how to teach kids Chinese, age by age. Whether you're raising a bilingual family or just want to introduce your kids to a new language, I'll be sharing age-appropriate strategies for every stage, from toddlers to teens. By the end of this video, you'll have tips to make learning Chinese easy. Let's dive in. In a non-Chinese speaking community, here is the ideal Chinese language journey. Till 2 years old, the main focus is on early exposure and building listening skills. At this age, it's about creating a Chinese language environment through songs, stories, and casual conversations. Ages 2 to 3. By now, I'd love for them to start engaging in simple conversations, listening and speaking in daily exchanges. Ages 3 to 5. This is when I want them to start recognizing some Chinese characters. Just getting familiar with basic words will give them a great head start. Ages 6 to 8. Now it's time for simple reading. My goal is for them to read short stories and build a habit of reading in Chinese, while starting with simple writing skills. Ages 9 to 12. At this stage, I'd love for them to converse comfortably in Chinese and write on their own, with or without pinyin. It's definitely a challenge to foster this kind of learning environment without a Chinese-speaking community around us. I will share with you the actions to make it work. To build early Chinese exposure for babies up to age 2. First, speak Chinese to your baby daily and engage in conversations with others in Chinese when possible. For more advanced exposure, play Chinese songs or audio in the background to get them familiar with the sounds. During pregnancy, I even practice self-talk in Chinese. It is also good to establish a reading routine so they associate Chinese with comforting moments. From ages 2 to 3, speak Chinese to them every day and make sure they are around other Chinese speakers, like at playdates. Play and sing Chinese songs to keep things fun and interactive. To go a bit further, play Chinese audio in the background, helping them hear the language naturally. When reading together, make it intentional by naming objects in Chinese, and repeat the same books to reinforce familiar words. This consistent exposure builds their confidence to listen and speak in Chinese.
跳，青蛙跳跳跳，青蛙摇，青蛙摇摇摇。
From ages 3 to 5, speak Chinese with them every day and encourage them to respond in Chinese, making it more interactive. We also attend playdates to surround them with other Chinese speakers, and we enjoy singing Chinese songs together. Read to them with intention, discussing pictures and stories, and I encourage questions to keep them engaged. Play songs, audio stories in the background. Keep up a reading routine. Introduce simple word recognition activities, like crafts, coloring, and games, to make learning words fun. If possible, enrolling them in a Chinese kindergarten adds even more structure and exposure.
现在你们走过桥好不好？
好。
走啊走啊。
哎呀。
然后跳过桥。
哎呦。
哇！
For ages 6 to 8, continue speaking to them in Chinese daily and keep up the routines we've established. Start enrolling kids in a Chinese school or working with a teacher to follow a structured curriculum. To build their reading habits, introduce more books, including picture books and early chapter books, and tailor reading materials to their interests. Also supplement with multimedia like apps and videos to keep learning engaging. Besides, engage in Chinese cultural activities to give context to the language. Encourage conversations in Chinese and introduce worksheets to build comprehension and writing skills.
小羊苏西一起玩，不过他最爱做的事情就是在泥坑里跳上跳下，大声的欢笑。大声的猪哼哼。佩奇在全世界有很多好朋友。
For ages 9 to 12, keep up with the daily conversations, reading, and structured lessons, but now nurture a Chinese environment based on their interests. We can explore Chinese cultural activities, watch news or historical stories, and even try Chinese cooking together. When possible, plan trips to Chinese-speaking countries or short-term stays to fully immerse them in the language and culture. You may introduce Chinese projects like posters, presentations, or debates to practice using Chinese in more creative, expressive ways. These steps bring the language to life and help them connect with it in a meaningful, lasting way. Some key points to take note. Start your child's language journey as early as possible. Make it a rule to speak only Chinese at home before they enter school. Introduce some Chinese reading before they start learning the community language. Be consistent. Stick to your plan, and don't give in to the temptation of switching to other languages. You may have the question, my kids are bigger now? Is it too late? How do I start? You can start the journey at any age. However, if you start later, be prepared to put in more effort. By this time, your child has already mastered another language, and they may naturally prefer using their stronger language. As kids grow older and develop their independence, some may resist learning or lose interest altogether. But don't be discouraged. With dedication, patience, and the right support, they can still succeed in learning Chinese. You may have the question, my kids speak only Chinese, what if they can catch up in school? It's common for Chinese-speaking kids to speak a bit later when they first enter school. However, don't worry, they will catch up quickly. As they adjust to the new environment, they will pick up the language at their own pace. You may want to introduce some simple English to them when they start kindergarten or school, just to help them transition smoothly. But be aware that without intervention, many kids stop speaking Chinese by their second year in school. That's why it's so important to maintain a strong foundation and keep encouraging them to use Chinese at home and in their daily life. Common question, I don't know Chinese. How? Hire someone, or learn Chinese together with your kids. To learn Chinese together, check out my other video.